Haven't had one in forever.
How is everyone out there tonight? We're back
I'll
here
mute
talking about breakfast casseroles, what raisins belong in and what they don't. All manner of delicious delectables that are
They
here.
do not belong in potato salad.
They don't belong in potato salad.
That's
I don't know
gross. Yeah, no.
who would do that. But nevertheless, people do. And they don't do it in the Land Between Two Rivers, which is where we're escaping to tonight, to a world where raisins stay in little red boxes and they're for toddlers. And that's it. So we're glad that you're here with us tonight, hanging out. And before we get started, let's see how everybody's doing. Grant, how's it going tonight?
I'm splendid. And I am so hungry now after that discussion. But there's certain things that I don't want the raisins in, and I'm going to side with TK on this. We've got to be very careful, and I'm warning everyone. If you start sticking raisins into things like potato salad, there will be a war here in the Land Between Two Rivers.
There will. It's going to get way worse.
That's how I'm doing. Sorry, there's Jordan in chat. Raisins go in chicken salad.
Hold on. Who are we banning?
Is that Jordan? Jordan, I know what you did with those baked beans and those donuts. Do not test me. Do
He's
not.
I can't ban him.
Talking about. Excellent. Lindy, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. Lindy, I'm playing Mer Valentine. She's a tiefling bard who loves to backstab and intrigue and power, and you just gotta take out the fellowship. It's fine.
All of those things.
Thanks.
All of those things, yes. It's good to know that you're able to keep it all straight, because I've attempted to, but we'll see how far that house of cards lasts.
And as far as my weird food thing goes, I don't know about raisins and chicken salad, but bittersweet chocolate chips and sauerkraut's pretty damn tasty.
Interesting.
Or chocolate or Oreos with pickles, dill pickles.
Hold up. I'm sorry. No.
How'd that happen, Linda? How'd you come to that?
Pickles and Oreos?
Yeah, you gotta get an Oreo, and then you get like a dill pickle. I preferably like dill pickle spear, and you just same bite.
Do not.
It's delicious.
Lindy.
I can
Divorce.
show you if you
How do you think your
Divorce.
cheeks stay
Do
so
not
flushed?
show me.
Wendy, why?
The only
it's
thing
delicious.
the only way that you should ever change an Oreo is to
Eat it with a pickle.
Deep fry that Oreo.
It's
It's so good.
so are pickles and Oreos.
No,
You haven't tried it, don't knock it.
No.
All right, I'm
accepting
play tonight. We might just hash all this out. I'm glad you're doing all right, Lindy. DK, how's it going?
give me just a second, Jim. I'm angry tweeting.
I'll come back to you.
They're adding her.
Thank you. I'm stressed.
Anna, are you in any shape to introduce yourself?
Well, yes, I am. I will say that raisins don't really go in. Hey, if you like them, you do you, boo. But like raisins and chicken or a potato salad, that's weird, but okay. I respect you. And also pickles and Oreos. I love you, Lindy.
Delicious. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I eat it like once or twice a week lately.
Get off the fence, hippie. Pick a side.
Well, but I do like
Jordan's
raisins, but
modest.
not in like a potato salad. But maybe because I don't like potato salad a lot to start with, because I haven't had a lot of very good ones. But you know what? One of my best friends doesn't like cheesecake, and still best friends with it. But
Yeah.
you know,
What are you gonna do? You know?
exactly. People like what they like.
Now here's a
Cancel that
question:
friend.
Is
Cancel him.
cheesecake even a cake, or is it a pie? Like
I don't
technically.
care what it is. I don't like it either
It
way.
is a cake because of the way that. Never mind. I have
No,
a
we
baking
can get into
friend, and,
this.
Like she explained this to me, and it's
True,
like
chemically.
yeah, because there's like a chemical process of like adding the cream cheese and the eggs and stuff. That
I
makes
don't
it,
know.
Like
This is a conversation for Emma, certainly.
I think it
Emma,
is.
please get in chat.
It
We
is.
need
All right, let's bring him on.
Let's
Emma,
just add
the
it.
group is
please ask
falling
Jim to
apart.
switch seats. We want
Switch
to
out.
talk with you.
You're right. We should ask Trogdor.
We aren't even going to play D&D, are we?
Yeah, no. Let's just talk about all the foods we love and we hate.
This is like the fourth time in the entire time that we've been playing that I have derailed our game with food talk.
I'm so shook.
That's all right. That's all right. That's just what happens.
It's an epidemic.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But I'm doing good other than that.
Excellent.
Like, chill.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that.
Excited.
And Josh, I hear you're having an exciting day.
Yeah, it was day 3 of very little sleep. But then I almost passed out at work, so I came home and I napped, and I just got up. And so yet again, I will be eating dinner on camera. Does anybody want to watch my mouth like really close?
Yes,
I'm going
please.
to bring up just your mouth. So here, let me change the overlay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if not, I've got a little sign I'm going to make, like be right back, sponsored by.
You do what you got to do, man.
It's going to be great.
Like you do. What
Anyway,
you
Jim.
Do. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing great, Jim. I'm feeling pretty good. Turns out sleep is really good for the body.
As someone who has recently experienced long-term sleep deprivation as a result of parenthood, I can support that. Yes, sleep is tremendously good. Way, way more valuable than I ever gave it credit for.
Yeah.
When I had
I'll tell you these
access
things when you're
to
younger.
it whenever I wanted. But yes, you're right. You should get some sleep, man. It would be quite good. But I imagine you've tried, and Orpheus's realm has eluded you yet again.
Yeah. And to be honest, when it's 5 a.m. and you're drawing fantasy characters, you don't want to go to bed. You don't want to go to bed at all.
Sure.
Anyway.
There you go. It's time to play some Dungeons and Dragons, folks. And as we do, we're proud to thank our sponsor for the show, Tabletop Loot, purveyor of dice and dice accessories for your game. Guys, go check them out. They're always doing stuff, right? What I love about Tabletop Loot is that they're a huge pillar of like getting new people who are just getting into the game a set of dice for their group, for their friends, getting them off the ground, and I'm sure that all of the many dice that we buy from them help support those efforts. So thank you very much, Tabletop Loot. Go and check them out and use our discount code WebGame15 for a little discount.
They would never put raisins in their potato salad.
First off, that's true.
Exactly.
That's true. They would never do that. That's why we went with them, right? No raisins. Last week, the party found themselves in the middle of an intricate web of intrigue woven by one of their party members, one Merv Valentine.
What? I wove nothing. I just stepped into the weaving that had already been progressing.
Over.
Well, number one, you were dragged into it by no less than two different NPCs who were like, go check this thing out. So they witnessed a gruesome and horrific ritual, really just the first phase of it, because this dungeon master went on a weird tangent with what this ritual entails and how long it takes, exactly how people are involved. So they saw the opening moves of that, and as that was going on, the wasteland defenders, the villagers who had lived here, made an attempt to disrupt the ritual and hopefully, long shot, drive off the infernal occupiers. That didn't quite work out exactly as planned, but in the chaos of those opening moves of battle, the party found themselves a bit separated and not quite in full communication with each other, much to the chagrin of Ninizen, who was underneath a cavern, witnessed some of the wasteland infiltrators sneaking into said cavern, and then assisted them in fighting the devils who were there guarding that back entrance. That's kind of a lot went on, as I recall. We had left off. Ellie was down at the base of the ramp and had just, tapped into that part of herself that fuels her rage, as she can see figures in the dark rushing forwards in an attack on where she's at. Ninizen is on the ramp heading down from the village and can see this going on as you're sort of riding the summoned bird horses from Icky's spell down there. Everyone else is in the village with, I believe, Icky waiting on Myrrh to ascend from the cavern, as she had been teleported down there by some drow who had snuck into the camp. And Gildan taking a moment to try to convert some of the imps that had been following him around after his initial conversion attempts. Axe Dreamer's nowhere to be found. And that is where we'll start. There seems to be a lull in the battle, and those in the ritual are sort of picking themselves back up and recovering from the initial wave of the ghost attacks and preparing for the next phase of the ritual. So we're in a bit of a lull, and I'm curious as to what everyone is doing.
Ellie is still about to be in a rage.
Mhm.
And if she can see the people, I think I mentioned this the last game, but she has intimidating presence, which I think all but one didn't pass. Or
Right.
they all didn't pass. All but one.
One of them passed, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And before going to a rage, I'm gonna like back it up a little bit. She's gonna be like, very music is just like barely slowly starting. Imagine Hans Zimmer composing this, which GoFundMe, we should do it. And as she approaches, what's that?
Saying, let's make it happen.
Yeah, I'm down. And as she approaches, she's just gonna look at them like very intimidating and just be like, "Did you just hurt my friends?" And she like points to these new little chicken baby birds that aren't birds or chickens, more horses.
Right.
And then you can't hurt them. And then she's going to go into a rage and, just like flames in her eyeballs.
Mhm.
And she's going to rush towards the closest one.
All right. We'll get to that as Ellie sort of like bears her axe down on it, because there's a cluster of them who's also running out of the darkness to meet Ellie. How about Nenizen?
Well, I'm not too far away.
Correct.
They were alerted to Ellie's angry and vulnerable state, I suppose is one way to put it.
Mhm.
And they are rushing that way, confused. They know who they can trust, but they just got through fighting Bone Devil, only to come up to the surface of the village to find the party aiding the devils. So,
Sure.
yeah. He or they, very confused, might have to karate chop as opposed to gut people. We'll see what happens.
Okay, so it might be just non-lethal for a while. So you're, as the crow flies, you're not that far from where Ellie is. If you want to ride down the ramp and get to her there, that would take longer, or you could just like kind of go down this rocky side of it and basically make an animal handling check to see if you're able to keep from toppling the horse into the rubble. It does have big grippy claws instead of hooves, right? Like it's got like lizard feet.
Well, let me do that. Do you want me to make that now? Because that's what I'll do.
I'm looking for intention right now. We'll get to resolving the actions once I know what everybody's up to. But the intent is that you're joining.
That sounds. Yeah.
I understand. Okay.
That sounds good because I rolled a 3. So I'll roll later.
We'll roll later. I mostly just want to know what you're.
All right.
Okay. So we'll get to that in a minute and sort of treat that as a separate initiative that will then fold everybody else into in just a moment. But in the village, how about Gildan?
Okay. As I've had these imps' captive attention, or at least mild interest for a while, announce them that now it's the time for them to show that I'm fully dedicated towards to their defense. So I open a pack. I pull out like a big old hock of ham. I pull out a bunch of sausages. I pull out a slab of lamb, or a lamb-like creature, and the head of a pig. And I go, butchered meats, form Devastator, and I cast a tiny servant on all of them, and like all these cuts of meat like animate and like climb up onto each other to defend my imps.
Voltron, but meat. Power Rangers, but meat.
You make pork mech suits for your imps.
They don't have to get inside.
Is that what you're doing?
And also TK.
Yes.
All right. Okay. They're small enough to fit inside them, for one, and they would appreciate the grotesque puppetry of it. So Gildan is preparing his new disciples for battle. How about Myrrh? So you're coming up from the cavern. You're walking up the stairs.
Yeah.
To the cavern wall.
Yeah, I've got my fake drow prisoner who I've told to escape, and then to tell everybody in the material plane armies to focus on the officers and generals, as without leadership they will be less coordinated and it'll be harder to attack. Basically giving them tips on how to fight devils. Yeah, you take these out, because she wants this army as weakened as possible.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yep.
And so you've got the prisoner. Zune is this drow's name.
Excellent.
Spelled just like I guess it sounds.
Okay.
And they're assure you that it'd be no trouble, faking an escape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then relaying the info, which I'm sure she would have also told the drow before she left. Focus on these. Da 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 da.
Okay.
Well, this is how you fight devils. These are specifically these people in rank. These are the guys you're going to want to hit. I've been studying the camp all day. Like.
All right, so you give them like the inside intel then, not just like the basic common sense.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay.
The inside intel. You want to take out this guy. You want to take out this guy. This guy. This is what they look like. This is where I last saw them in the camp.
Okay.
You take out these guys, the army's going to start to crumble. Like.
All right.
Focus on them.
Okay. So it's taking Myrrh a long time to get up upstairs. Then how about Icky? Where is Icky? Where do we find?
I got time.
Yeah. You're just waiting.
Yeah.
All right.
I have endurance for centuries for this.
Oh my god.
They are. You're really the only one with inside of the ritual preparation area, because I think like Gildan, you were sort of off to the side somewhere. Yeah. Like
We jumped into a tent.
Okay. So Icky's really the only one around. They are doing they empty the cauldrons, animate the skeletons. And now there's like 36 skeletons that have joined in with the ritualists in all of the
Cool.
they clean the cauldrons out, prepare them for the next round, and then they participate fully in the ritual.
Ain't none of y'all got cloacas, so it's already weird.
Yeah. And Myrrh would know that 6 of these are sort of hers to command as part of the ritual. That they're there to help you out.
I will say, like, Icky's not super interested, but like TK would like more details.
I seriously, like, there's a graded check thing. It's like you mean Myrrh got a near flawless success.
I have time.
Yeah, I'm happy to share. So phase
I rolled
2,
real good on that Arcana. Yeah.
Let me pull up the notes.
Mhm.
Please go ahead.
So phase 2, because you guys really want me to describe the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do
All right.
it.
So here's the ritual.
Yes, please.
Oh,
I'd love
no.
to know what I'm getting into.
So if from a mechanical standpoint, there's a checklist that I use that are based off Dungeon Crawl Classics. It goes all the way up to 36 because I'm dealing with, people with expertise and things like that.
Yes, because I think I rolled a 30 or something. So yeah.
But the mechanic, there are 3 ritualists and then 1 officiant, which is what Myrrh is doing. And then one of the ritualists has 2 assistants, making 6 total. And then there are 6 cauldrons. They begin the ritual, which is a preparation phase, which lasts 12 hours. They fast, attune themselves. That's what Mur was doing most of the day yesterday, as well as the ritualists. Phase 1 is the 1-hour invocation. 6 sacrificial victims are ritually killed, and their bodies are put in the cauldrons, where they're then animated later on. And that process repeats itself every phase, but it goes from 6 to 36 to 216. And each phase takes a bit more time. This next one coming up takes 6 hours, during the course of which 36 people will be sacrificed. And after that, it's a 10-minute phase in which the 216 are brutally murdered in the 10-minute span.
Yes.
That's where the ritual will complete. Then there's an 8-hour aftercare to the ritual.
Of course. Aftercare is important.
Yes, that's very much.
Excellent. Well, they got plenty of time to take out these devil generals then. Perfect.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
This
we
is
have this long left to finish the ritual. You got this long to kill these guys.
Yeah, your guys are in for the long haul. This is like all the resources have been mustered for this. And so the devil's army seems to have spread out to defend it. But you can hear, everyone in the village can hear the sounds of battle all around, including. Go ahead, Tika.
Did Mur tell Icky and Ellie, in even her most roundabout of ways, that they were looking at a 7-hour and 10-minute ordeal here?
Well,
or did she just imply that she's going to be done in like 20
No,
minutes?
she would have implied that it would take a while.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's an endurance match. That's why they're skeletons. They bring you water.
Yeah, where's the Gatorade?
We had this
Where's
discussion
the
today.
Gatorade culture?
They're very useful. Skella butlers are where it's at.
That's what they're efficient. They're assistants in that regard. But they also
Skelemaids.
assist with the,
My necromancer in another game. Her name,
Skelemade Cafe.
I was gonna say TK and I at the Skella Made Cafe. All right, bring it on.
my
They
fellow
beat me
players
before I could say it.
are gonna hate me now because I'm a necromancer and I have to make a Skelemade Cafe now.
Oh my god,
Thank you.
please.
I will.
That's
I
the
will.
session now.
I'm gonna have 8 skeletons in level 5.
Just
So
think
the-
of their cute little skeleton Lolita costume. I'm sorry,
Yes.
Jim.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
5 seconds
That's
to
all right.
imagine the skeleton
Take your
Lolita
time.
made.
Take your time. Take your time.
Costumes.
No,
No, they'll have little dead like skulls and then giant bows. It'll be so
big
cute.
bows.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
back. I'm ready.
Maybe one of them
ready.
has a
Guys,
wig.
guys,
I'm gonna try to draw this.
Hellish
I
ritual.
have to draw it.
Hellish ritual.
Yes.
Undead or
Skeletons.
participating. It's a grotesque display of infernal power. And it's in this 6-hour phase that Mur's made most of her modifications. Because here's where you're marshaling like massive forces of magic to strip this celestial being of its essential nature. And it's you can just feel it. Almost
This is
everybody.
definitely easier than just killing the celestial.
Yeah. You can, every one of you, certainly those of you who are spellcasters, can feel the forces of magic just swirling around here. They manifest in any number of ways that you're free to imagine. So it's clear that massive mystical forces are at work. This isn't just normal spells that are being slung around. Down at the end of the ramp, we have a bit of a fight going because a group of wastelanders has sort of launched a volley. Some of them have hit your mount. Some of them have hit some of the other people who have already been hit and sort of like dying out in the dust. And they're rushing the camp that Ellie was standing in front of. And if you're rushing to meet them, you'll be able to like attack like now. Like they literally just are right on top of you. So using the fast and slow initiative, Nidazen, you're close enough to participate. Anybody taking a fast action or remember that's just one thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to get. Well, you said as fast as you can. Maybe I'm taking a full action to double move. Is what I'll do actually.
Sure. So you're using a full movement. So that's yeah. And then how about for Ellie?
She is definitely gonna attack ASAP.
Okay.
Just because she can't be controlled, she can't be tamed.
All right.
So she's gonna come in and do the good old whackaroo with her great axe. And that is a 27 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna
She
hit.
went from Hannah Montana to
Hannah Montana.
straight into that I can't be tamed Miley Cyrus. She's gonna
Exactly.
discover hip hop.
Yeah, you know.
And then she's
Ellie's totally going to be down to hip hop, to hippity hop. So that's going to be a 9, 10, 11 damage.
Mhm.
And she's going to do. You just said it was one attack? For fast
So-
action?
Yeah, if you wanted to just like have that be the only thing that you did, that'd be your fast action.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can take as many attacks as you want. It'd just be slow. So anybody else who had a fast action would go before you.
Okay.
None of them are taking fast. They're all taking slows. So Ellie kind of gets there first, hits one of them, and then this wave of enemy troops kind of rushes over her, but we'll get to resolving Denizen first. So everything you see is you're riding around Denizen. You see all that.
Jim, does my proficiency in land vehicles, does that help at all? Because, well, there's no vehicle. I'm just riding a mount. I'm going to take the... okay. I'm going to take the hard path and hope that I don't hurt the animal in case Ellie decides to hurt me.
Okay. I mean, the claws of the
Oh, okay, so
manageable.
19 plus 2,
Okay.
so 21.
Okay, you got 21.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's got like claws that are meant to cover broken ground. Even if you're not particularly skilled at riding it, that's fine.
Okay.
Or proficient, rather.
Okay.
Not gonna. So 21 is what you got.
Yes, so 21 total.
So Denizen rides down the side of the ramp, taking a shortcut, and you would have an opportunity basically to like hit them on their flank. Like they don't really see you coming. They're more focused on Ellie. So if you want, you could do that. Any number of things. You've used your move. You have an action.
Okay. So my connection's a little weird. How far am I away from the clash as it's about to happen?
You're in melee range. We're using abstract distances.
Melee? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm just gonna ride by and take out my sword and smack a guy with the flat of the blade.
Okay.
Not really ride by. No opportunity attack. I'm just like getting in there.
Sure.
It's description, Jim.
Riding up to him. I feel you.
So I mean, it's an attack action, so I still get 2 attacks.
Mhm.
Excuse me. 18 was my lowest.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
Yeah, and then I miss with a bonus action follow-up attack. So yeah, same guy. We'll take 12 and then 7 damage.
Okay. 12 and 7. Let's see. All right, so
Yeah,
Ellie,
so
you
just,
see Denizen right in,
Bludgeon him.
makes this attack, seemingly knocks the person out, but doesn't look like he was dealing lethal damage. For the rest of you, you can hear renewed sounds of battle as from another side of the village, a war horn blares and a sound of a charge rings out. No one's attacked you or anything for several minutes. Whatever flyers who are around harassing the ritualists have returned. And at the moment, it just seems as though Aberos is making sure the ritual gets back under order and then starts slowly flying above the village, just keeping a perimeter. So you guys are still not in combat and are able to, do whatever it is that you like.
I got time.
Icky waits.
Waiting on you.
Yeah, so Mer would come up, having relayed everything, all the inside information to the drow, specifically. That way it makes the drow look good, too, when they tell the other outlanders, hey, we know what's going on. This is what's up. Inside person. So she'll come up and she'll see Icky. And she'll be like, "Oh, hello, Icky."
Oh, I am pleased to see that you are safe.
Yes, there was a slight misunderstanding. It has been resolved.
Ah, what is a misunderstanding?
It's when people make assumptions about what is going on and then act on those assumptions, and then they see the larger picture or what is actually going on, and it is resolved because they come to an understanding, but it was missed at first, thus a misunderstanding.
And Icky taps her talons against the scrying ball in her hands,
Mm-hmm.
and she says, I think that we have a misunderstanding.
She's gonna look over to the drought person and be like, "Oh, one moment," and come over to Icky and then swap to Infernal, because she's pretty sure this drought won't speak Infernal.
Yeah. Icky will say to her immediately, don't you think you should watch him?
Oh, don't worry. I imagine Mer's got handcuffs and chains. She's like, they're on a lead. It's just part of her thing. So
Yeah.
It is a false prisoner. It is a ruse.
Oh, how surprising.
You do not appear happy, Icky. What is wrong?
That is correct. I am not happy. What are you doing, Mer?
I am performing a ritual so that someone else who doesn't have our best interests at hand doesn't perform it.
Who?
Pretty much anyone else from hell.
Him?
The drow?
Sure.
They could not perform it. They do not.
Okay. Why do you have him as a false prisoner?
Because the drow captured me and it was witnessed by the devil, so false
Why
prisoner.
did the drow capture you?
They thought I was working against the interests of the Wastelanders.
It would seem that you are. And Icky dramatically holds her hand out towards the 36 Wastelanders that I assume have been lined up for sacrifice.
Right, yeah.
So you are helping the Wastelanders then?
Well, you see, you have to look at the larger picture.
Please, paint it for me with your words.
I will do my best. See, there are forces at work here, particularly Phineas, who wish to basically just conquer this plane, I am assuming. And therefore, they are attacking every town, join us or die, etc., etc., etc. The goal here is to usurp that power from him as subtly as possible, so he does not realize it until it is too late. And so he does not go and conquer the wastelands with his hellish army. Therefore, we can't just fight against him or someone else is going to come in and complete this ritual. This ritual is going to be done by someone at some point. If it is done by us with modifications to said ritual, it will not work as he suspects, and it will be quite a surprise when he cannot control what is happening. The lives of the many are worth more than the lives of the 36 here.
And Icky looks behind the 36 to the 200 plus that are back there. It's so we kill these Wastelanders now so they are not killed later.
So more are not killed later.
And Icky thinks about the Wastelanders that shot at her with arrows.
Also, I've given the drow the inside information so they can kill as many of the devil generals here as possible.
And when will they do that?
Before the ritual is completed, if their timing is correct.
When?
Well, the ritual will take about, I don't know why Mer doesn't wear a watch.
Wrist sundial.
Yes, maybe just my wrist sundial. Yes, there we are.
I imagine they gave her some manner of timing apparatus. To
Probably,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little watch, like hourglass. Hourglass watch. But it's enchanted, so the sand doesn't run up the wrong way.
Right.
So it's like, like, oh yeah, like we got this much time left. This much time's already gone through.
Yeah, it's part of Mer's job to keep the time.
It is. I'm the timekeeper.
Yeah. She's the rules lawyer for the ritual.
And I am hopefully not holding her up from that extremely important job.
Well, I mean, at this point, they're getting ready for the next
Next phase. We put in 20-minute breaks because you can't get dehydrated or you'll collapse in the ritual. You could ruin it.
Very thoughtful for the murderers. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which Icky doesn't care about murder.
I know.
She's just practicing that Ellie sass that she's been learning from her teenage daughter.
Yes, indeed. There are the whole thing is ready to go, and they are looking around for Mer.
Mer's definitely positioning herself so that way, like, Icky is between. So they look and they're just like, oh, it's Icky. Mer's much more small, and so she's like, they won't know I'm here. I can buy time.
Okay. And then I need it while all this is going on. I do need Gildan to make me a perception check, and then we're going to get back to seeing what's going on with our fight down at the end of the ramp, because one of the Wastelanders who rushes to Ellie ended up hitting her for 11 points of slashing damage.
Ow.
I got 19.
19. You can hear what are not particularly well-concealed whispers from beyond the wall, near where you're dressing up your imps.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to show them my final form. Come with me, my meaty imps! Expecto Goblonum! And, like, I cast Spirit Guardians, and, like, instead of being the typical, like, hag puppets, they actually look like idealized versions of Baloo with a little ghosty tail. Yeah, and, like, so they're these, like, buff Baloo spirits. I was gonna say every orc I've ever slept with, but I don't want people to get jealous. And so these spirit guardians, which are under orders to not attack my imps, are gonna surround us, and it's like, let's ride, and we're gonna march forward.
Okay.
Thank you, Grant.
So Gildan has cast his battle magic, and then you're exiting the village.
Yeah, I'm going to the Whispers. I imagine this is going to be like Gandalf and the Witch King of Angmar. I'm going to be like, I am the stronger one here.
All right. So as Gildan exits, then those of you at the base of the ramp will be able to see him as he exits. He's got his pig cherubs flying around him. So the Wastelanders clash with Ellie. Ninizen, you arrive sort of as that moment clashes. Let's go into the second round, and we'll just fold everybody in. Anybody taking a fast action or a fast turn? Mm-hmm. Gildan is.
I'm just gonna full on goblin spout out there, and anything that gets in my way, if it looks hostile, those spirits should whip them up.
Okay. A couple of my Wastelanders engaged in battle are just attacking, and so they are taking fast turns. Anybody else taking a fast turn? I don't see any other. Okay, so it slows. Ninizen, I doubt a 14 is going to hit you, and I know an 8 does not hit Ellie. So that was 2 of them. Right now it looks like there's not a lot of them, but for those of you at the bottom of the ramp, you can tell that there's a lot more just beyond the limits of your dark vision. They seem to be gathering for a much larger charge at you, and it seems like they're trying to get inside the camp. Some of them are ignoring you and actually going for the wall, but you have at least 2 meleeers on you each, so it's slow turns.
Well, Ellie's going to go into a frenzy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, poor and sweet summer child. Oh, 18 plus 9. That is a very nice number.
Oh, yes.
And all right, perfect. So that hits, right?
Mm-hmm. That's
and
it.
Then that's going to be a 10 damage.
Mm-hmm. That Wastelander drops.
Perfect. Yeah, so she's just like super mad. She kind of like hits the first guy in that last turn with like the end of her great axe, and then just goes whack with the sharpie ouchie side. And then she's going, because frenzy. Oh, and we're like at a high level, right? Okay, so this is my second action. Okay, so that's a 19 to hit. And then 12 damage. And now it's going to be the bonus action of the frenzy. Oh, that's a nat 1. That's
Last hit is a dud as this wastelander barely his meeting his end.
She kind of slips a little bit, you know. She's a little clumsy.
Who's up next? What about Ninizen? As you're down there in the action.
Yeah, sorry, unmuting. How wide is the ramp, by the way?
The ramp wasn't that wide, only about 10 feet wide. It like, were you asking like how much movement you used, or how close you are, or what?
No, I'm just kind of trying to get a sense of scale, like what he could do to help out. But you know,
so the ramp itself is about, I don't know, let's call it 60 feet long, shaped like an inverted J. And at the base of it, there's this camp which you passed through on your way into the village and would know where where it seems like their scouts and outriders and like would have been stationed. So currently there's like a skeleton guard there, like not an actual skeleton, but like a light guard that's there, not many soldiers. And they're being attacked by this group of what appear to be wasteland hunters. Like they're lightly armored themselves, armed with like javelins, bows, that kind of thing.
And do we have any kind of support? Anybody else is at the gap?
Looks like you guys, other than the minimal guard that was kept there who were manning the walls, it's just the two of you right now.
Okay. So for this turn, I'm just doing an auto attack. I'm trying to get these two guys off me.
Sure.
Yeah, my lowest is like a 22. And then I'm going to see what kind of damage I do with this, and if anybody's standing, I might flurry blows.
Yeah, there's at least 2 within melee of you.
Okay. Where's my bar? Right. 12 and 6 damage.
Okay.
Does that drop anybody?
It severely wounds him, and while not quite down, is not like it. He's heavily wounded.
Okay, so I'm flurrying blows. I got a crit.
All right.
I got a crit. I'm doing non-lethal damage. What does a non-lethal crit look like? Maybe it's it's like a or you like grab him by the scruff and knock him into somebody else or something. Sure. Yeah, I can't tell. Sometimes I want my character to be like Jackie Chan, and then sometimes I want him to be like Toshiro Mifune. It changes.
Like a rocky uppercut.
Yeah.
And then a 16 to hit for the other.
16 hits, yep.
Okay, so for whoever's left standing, another 6 damage.
Another 6 damage. I mean, between those attacks, there's no one in immediate melee range of you as you just sort of like lash out with your fists.
Okay, is Ellie? Am I between Ellie and the ramp, or am I between Ellie and the onslaught as it approaches?
Right now, it would sort of be like you and Ellie and the onslaught approaching you. If you wanted to get to the ramp, I mean, you could. Right now it's more like you're next to the ramp.
I'm gonna whirl my my chicken horse around to be kind of behind Ellie. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I have a plan for maybe defending the ramp if need be.
All right. So Ninizen rides up on his horse and is like kicking out, punching, hitting people with his flat of his sword. Let's go to Gildan next, because Gildan, your sword. Oh, wait, never mind. You just moved, right? That's all Gildan was doing.
Well, it's a single action, right?
Yeah.
Would a dash count as a single action, or was I close enough for anyone to end up in the Spirit Guardians?
there's no one immediately within the Spirit Guardians radius.
That's fine.
But if all you want to do this round is move, you can get to like the bottom of the ramp where this camp is that they're defending.
Thinking about just putting an insect plague right there in like the gap. It's like if you're coming through, you're gonna get some creepy crawlies. You're gonna get lice.
Terrible lice.
Oh hi.
Yeah. Very.
We were all changed by that fight, Babylon. We were all changed by that fight.
No, I'm fine. Yeah, in fact, really what I want to do. Yeah, I'm just moving up there. So yeah, no turn this round.
Okay. How about Myrrh or Icky?
You think I ain't got something for you, Jim? You just wait.
It's fine.
You just wait.
It's fine.
No, if the fighting has not affected where Icky and Myrrh are, then Icky's not going to allow Myrrh to get distracted by fighting.
Okay, yeah, you're in the calm center of a storm that rages around you.
Yeah, like our relationship. It's a metaphor. It's a 90s Backstreet Boy album.
How about Myrrh?
Yeah, Myrrh's just being like she's just internally, she's kind of like, oh, Icky, we had to have this talk now, didn't we? Like, did you not realize this was coming? I guess not everyone says
No, of course Icky wouldn't realize this is coming. He has like a 9 intelligence.
Yeah, so Myrrh will just kind of be more like, she'll kind of glance over. I'm like, I'll go over there in a minute. Because someone else attempted this ritual before. It got shut down. So they brought me in. If I get shut down, they're going to bring someone else, and they're not letting this go uncompleted. Also, they tried to kind of do a truce parlay thing, and it didn't go over well with the Wastelanders, so I think it's one side's going to have to annihilate the other, which I'm hopeful it's the Wastelanders. I told them who to hit specifically to drag down morale. So if they killed some of these hellish generals, that would be great. The ritual lasts long enough for that to accomplish. I'll drag it out a little bit if need be. And then ritual completes. Usurp. Hopefully be overwhelmed by Wastelanders, and we can be like, haha, just kidding.
Icky feels like Myrrh has been talking for a long time without actually saying anything. And so Icky's attention has moved past Myrrh's shoulder to the drow. I would like to insight that drow and see how he's feeling, just like hanging out by that building while his fake captor has led him into this ritual with all of these devils doing whatever they're doing with those skeletons that I don't want to think about personally.
No.
She has led him into the final arc of Berserk Golden Age.
Basically, yeah.
How's this drow feeling?
Questions with one of you's Griffin.
Oh, it's definitely Myrrh. Myrrh is one.
Easily, yeah, she's got the bellet.
Oh no.
What do you think?
Oh boy. Oh, okay. I have a +6 to insight.
You're
so
good at insight.
Yeah.
17.
Yeah, I mean, nervous for one. Looking for exits. You can tell that it's, its eyes are darting all about. And also clearly not like restrained.
Yeah.
It seems comfortable with the lead and it doesn't seem like restrained.
Do I get a sense that this drow is kind of standing here like, what the heck am I doing here? As though he had a different plan, met Myrrh, and now that plan is different.
Yeah, there's a bit of a bewildered look on the face. Yeah.
So not even this other person who seems to know what Myrrh is supposed to be all about knows what Myrrh is all about.
Yeah.
And Icky will like return her gaze from this drow
I find
back.
it hilarious that like Icky's the person who knows the most about what Myrrh's all about, and Icky's like, Icky
is definitely like your very irritated black girlfriend who saw you like that girl's picture on Instagram at like 2 a.m. and is like, who is this girl? Who is she?
Standards. Standard.
Who is she though? Who
Uh-huh.
is she? Why you always lying?
I
And it's
almost
like-
said her name.
Cousin, like you don't want to admit that you liked your cousins
Right.
at 2 a.m. now, because now she's mad and you don't know what she's gonna do.
It's just like that. Just like
it.
Mer's much more chill. She's like, this will
Yeah.
pass.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
it's-
Icky, yeah.
This isn't the first time people have been mad at me.
yeah.
It's
Icky will look back at
Won't
Mer
be
and
the
say,
last.
"Why are you doing this? What do you gain?"
What do I gain? I'm probably one of the few people who can pull all the strings on this and keep it all together. Honestly,
Mer.
would you like to do it instead?
Whew, that was the first time I felt Mer get really passive aggressive, and Icky's. Yes.
Right? There is a stack of paperwork, and I'll just like it's like a literal. These are the instructions with modifications put in, so that way it will be under our control rather than the control of the devil who wants this in charge.
Mm-hmm.
I assume you know the typical magical incantations of hellish magic and rituals?
I do not.
No, well then I don't think you can.
You said I could.
I said, would you like to?
I said I would.
Well, wanting is not the same as being able to do it.
What do you get, Mer?
So I get, hopefully, most of these devils out of the wasteland and have hell not pissed at me.
Mer, I don't care what you do with these people as long as we do it together.
Well, that's my main goal. Screw over devils, but in a way that they're not super pissed at me, so that way when I go home, I don't get shanked in the back, and get them out of the wasteland. 3 main goals.
Excellent.
That's basically Mer's plan, is like,
Yeah, and like Icky feels weird because like this feels like the most honest Mer has ever been. All right.
Yeah.
I will help you.
All right. So
Right. Tell the wastelanders how to kill devils, and I'll tell him like these 3 have to go. They're the ones in charge. They
Yeah.
go with the rest of the power and because we like laws and
Yeah.
rules and guidelines. It's going to fall
Mhm.
apart. So tell them to take these 3 out. It'll be fine.
Mhm.
We're going to stage an escape with me, and so they can spread the word
Mhm.
as well.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, Icky will take all of this new information and like file it back in her little lizard brain, and
Mhm.
she'll get back on her mount and like give a very pointed look to this drow guy, just like I will eat you later.
All right. So
And
where
then
is
Mer will come back up to the ritual. Sorry. Had to get out of it. Got a new prisoner out of it. Got captured. It's fine. I dealt with the problem.
they're pretty yeah, someone's
Sure,
gonna
they saw like 6 groups of hands just, and then I walk back in with one of them in chains, and they're just like,
yeah, someone moves to take away your prisoner just so that you don't have your hands full. And back to the melee that's down at the base of the camp. So someone took a swipe at Ellie, the last one that was in melee with Ellie, and ended up doing 8 points of slashing damage to her. And then someone ran up and is sort of charging at the 2 of you. A volley of javelins was thrown, and only one of them hit. Hitting it is in 4-4. Sort of like nicks him.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You are just telling me like full damage, right?
I'm telling you full damage. Yeah,
Okay,
I'll
perfect.
do the resistance.
Mhm. Go ahead.
I have a question too, Jim. Is that considered a ranged attack?
Yes, it is.
I'm going to use my reaction to negate that damage.
Okay.
How does that work? You know what? I should not say it. I'm going to do it and then go, how does that work? I should know.
I think you roll like a die, and then, like, you take it, you subtract from the damage. If you do more, you can like have an opportunity.
But minimum, I negate it.
Sure, right.
I'll catch the javelin just to be fancy.
Okay. So,
anyway, sorry.
No, that's fine. So at this point, like one wave has sort of rushed past you. Some of them stopped to fight, but most of them were attacking the walls. The camp guards have sort of repelled them, but those who are nearest from you are kind of like yelling for you to get back inside the camp. They sort of are like, "Why are you outside the walls?" Is what you can hear them sort of yelling back at you. As we get to the top of round 3 here,
Gotta get my Ellie.
anybody taking a fast turn?
Yes.
Okay, we got Gildan.
Yeah, I'll take one.
I will as well.
Okay.
I'm
so
ritualing if that's a fast turn.
Ritualing.
And oh no, my prisoners escaped in the handoff because they didn't know how to control them.
Oh yeah, like it bamf, like the drought bamps away. Like as soon as you
As
let
soon
go.
as I get the leash, I imagine it's as soon as I transfer the leash, so it's not my fault. I'm like, you let them go.
Yeah, they're just like two of the bearded devils, right? They're just like handling the prisoners and the other sacrificial victims there, and they just kind of look pissed off and angry and look around for potentially if they're nearby. All right, so that's what Mer's doing. All right, so fast turns. Netizen, what are you doing?
I'm I'll free action. I'll yell to Ellie, like, come on, let's go, and then I'm gonna wield my my chicken horse back up the ramp.
Up the ramp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is that all you say? Hey, let's go. To her?
I mean, I say it. Yeah, I say it in a commanding voice.
Okay.
You know, like, hey,
Sure.
hey, let's go.
Let's go, bro.
Let's go.
What are you doing? All right, carry on.
Come
We'll
on.
Okay. But you otherwise just deliver the message and then move back so that you're closer up the ramp.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you trying to get back towards the village, or are you trying to get where these guys are calling you to get into?
Crap. So remind me, there's the town proper,
Sure.
right?
Village. Mhm.
The village, which is where the ritual's happening,
Correct.
and then this other place, this like rampart, is
Leads up to the village, and at the base
got
of
you.
it, this temporary camp that they built to guard it, to keep people from coming up into there. So that's where they're. It's like a makeshift fence with like a mound of dirt. It's not like it's not like a solid thing. It's like a rampart that they're fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like military construction and whatnot. I think I'm gonna head towards the village directly though. In a bold, non-strategic.
All right. So Netizen is sort of like makes this message and then runs back up the ramp. All right. So who's next? Who else is taking a fast turn? Is it Gildan and Nikki?
Would Icky like to go first?
Yeah, I'll let you guys figure out who goes first.
Icky's leaving a mount behind and riding the mount back to Ellie and them.
Okay.
It's over.
All right. So you guys see Icky.
Oh man, wait. It's been an hour since the ritual started. I guess my mount's probably vanished because of conjure animals.
Yeah, it's been at least an hour since.
Icky irritably walks back.
Suddenly, I'm running.
Yeah. Sorry. Got to keep the game fair.
Mhm.
Oh,
That's true.
yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay.
Yeah,
Icky moves twice then
okay.
to get back.
Gotcha. All right, then it's Gildan's up.
All right. So, Gildan speaks out loud and says that thy wise purposes might be made known, and is going to attempt a divine intervention. And Jim Davis, I rolled a 4. 0-4.
0-4.
And the effect I want is a 9th level cleric spell, a spell known as Gate. And I think I'm going to let you decide whether it is like opening a empty milk jug underwater and we open a gate to the elemental plane of water and we start flooding.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think if the imps all cry out to Gildan, because he would have asked them, hey, what's the name of your home plane? He wants an army of devils to come out. He's opening a gate. He's like, we might as well open another gate to hell and show these devils that the other devils have their back. And I was tempted to be like, right where like the front lines of the blood war are, because I'm supposed to go there anyways. Just let him follow. So which one is it? Or do you want me to roll a die?
Okay. So, all right. We got two options. One of them is this thing that you guys have been talking about for a while, this flooding of the land. Now, you could easily...
Emma messaged me the word genocide once, so I'm very nervous about that.
You could have like a potential flood. It certainly would wash away the army here. It would be influential in this. Or you wanted to like bring in another infernal army to like on the side of the devils, or like as a third player to just
on the side of the devils, and they might come as conquerors, because Mir's whole thing is like, I'm gonna get rid of the devils from the wasteland, and Gildan's like, I summon a devil army. Which is exactly where my head was. I'm trying to impress these imps. I need more followers.
Give me just a second. Because this is the part about divine intervention is that it's incredibly vague. It's you call upon your deity's aid. I think you call upon.
Hold on, it's not as vague as we think, though.
Okay, good. Do you have it up?
So if you click on divine intervention, so imploring your deity's aid requires you to use your action. You describe the assistance you seek, and in this situation, I'm giving you the choice. Let there be a flood. And then the DM chooses the nature of the intervention. The effect of any cleric spell or any cleric domain spell would be appropriate. Yeah. Any cleric spell. So that's kind of what we're using as the guideline. Sure. And I'm just thinking, let the invincible army march forth is probably what Gildan would have done in this situation, because the flood's too sweet. And it might be a good way to finally say goodbye to Baloo by unleashing the flood. But an army would totally piss Myr off if a devil army comes through and starts occupying the waste, which I kind of like. Yeah. Okay, so
the Ghost of Baloo is watching.
How does this work?
The Ghost of Baloo is watching. That's true. He's kept up with us.
So you speak your prayer.
Yeah.
And can feel Baba Yaga's presence, just the menace sort of over your shoulder. And you utter your request, and there's just a
water devils. Yes.
A widening gyre begins to appear in the sky near where Gildan is, and a gate begins to form. It's going to take a minute to.
A drop of water falls out of that gate. Myr's going to look up into the sky and be like, Gildan. I don't know exactly who it is.
It's a very lyric moment, just like the wrong thing at the wrong time, and everyone hates not hates Gildan, but hates Gildan's actions.
I understand now. So, but specifically, you're asking like someone to assist the devils because you're looking to disrupt Myr's plans. Is that?
Well, it was just too poetic. While she's like, "I'm going to get rid of all these devils from these ways."
Whereas you think we're assisting the devils and
Sarlagons, yeah. So I think a watery hell beasts are going to come out. This is going to be like, I don't want to call it water fire, but it's going to be like this hellish flood.
It's unholy water.
Let hell flood forth. I think that's the intent. Let hell flood forth.
Yeah, it's just like grotesque merfolk kind of thing, like fish devils sort of.
Yeah.
Okay.
The worst kind.
The worst kind, yeah. Just all the refuse of the sticks, all the bottom feeders of the sticks. That. All right, so here's what it is. It's the mutant crocodile men and other aquatic beasties that live in the sewers of Dis.
Yeah.
That sounds good. All right.
That's not what Blue had in mind. Blue wanted stingrays.
More
Sharks.
devils begin to appear from a portal that came at Gildan's beckoning.
And I turn to the imps. Do you now believe?
They're very impressed by this. They're
Cool.
just like between the pig suits and this thing.
Yeah. For my next act, I'm gonna animate dead and be like, now I got 4 skeletons, 4 tiny servants, a handful of imps, and a hell army.
All right.
This is the same way I played Skyrim. I'm sorry, everyone.
There's a with a departure of Baba Yaga just sort of grunts at you. It's just enjoy.
Thanks, Mom.
You feel that she's not there anymore.
Oh.
That was the fast turns for this round 3. How about our slow turns? We got Ellie.
Well, wait till Ellie finds out. But I think if Nin isn't really going to force her to physically go, like her love for animals and cute creatures like these horse skeleton birds it's like too much that you can't really kind of get her out of that rage. So I think unless you physically like grab her and like shake her, there's a possibility that maybe she'll be out of that rage. But
they wouldn't know to do it. So
yeah, that's fine. That's okay. Yeah. So she's gonna keep fighting. And is that one
there is a wealth of combatants around you. Within where you can see easily 2 dozen. Now, not all of them are like right up on you, but there was a move and an attack if you'd like.
Yes, I will do that.
Okay.
So, also, if anybody at D&D Beyond is around, it'd be great if you guys made a dark version of character sheets. I love you so much.
Good call.
So what Ellie's gonna do is she's gonna like rush again, and she's going to maybe tackle one of these persons. That is a 25 to hit.
Oh yeah.
And Bork. And that's gonna be a 13. Bork. I don't know if you heard my dogs at all, sorry. What did I say? 13? Yeah. 13 to hit and
13 hits.
Perfect. Oh no, yeah, that was for damage.
Oh, okay, 13 damage. Okay.
Yeah.
13 still hits.
Perfect. That is a 20, unnatural 20. Bam. Okay, that's a 6 for damage. And last one. Ooh, that's a very nice number. So it's be a 25 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh man, it almost landed on 12. And that's going to be a 8 for damage.
All right. So that first one that you hit goes down, and the second one takes a grievous wound. And the defenders in the camp sort of like see you just fighting with this ferocity right there in front of the walls, and shamed and encouraged by your actions, several of them start like jumping the fence to fight near and around Ellie. And kind of a small group of these would appear to be like hellish mercenaries, just like tieflings and you know, whoever just lives in hell, you know, who accompany the army.
Your average hell citizen.
Yeah, so you've got like a group of those plus some like wastelanders who are fighting for the devils join Ellie in this really large melee that's breaking out right there. And they make their attacks. I don't think your Ellie's AC is 16. Mm-hmm. That's not going to do it.
It's 17 now.
17. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
One of them managed to hit for 10 damage. Slashes at you with a hand axe. So this fight breaks out. You can hear the sounds of fighting coming from sort of all around you. And now this second portal is opening up, and you can see figures marching out of it. All of this, particularly this portal, has seriously put a strain on the just fabric of magic in the region. And Mur, you can tell that your arcane energies that you've modified to this ritual are like, this whole thing is like shaking like a rickety apparatus.
I look up at the portal and I imagine just one drop falls from the sky. And Mer just goes, Gildan.
Yeah, I mean, it as
And she'll look for Icky out of the corner of her eye and just give her a look like I'm sure Icky knows Mer's Gildan look. And she just gets that.
Icky can no longer move 120 feet around. Now she can only move 80 feet around. So, like, I'm sure that she is now on the opposite side of this devil orgy courtyard, and just like glances back and is just like, no. But I think there's like some small part of her that's still like mildly defiant. Is just like, I told you to kill him, but no, you didn't want to kill him. That's fine. No. We had to take him to the
We talked about killing him, but we really didn't decide.
It's like, don't worry, we still won't. We need him.
Well, now we can kill him. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Icky just like irritably trudges on.
Okay.
Can't do an intervention for a week. Let's do it now.
So, all right. The army from the gate begins to arrive. There's a kind of cheer that goes up from many of the infernal forces that sort of see this. We're at the top of 4. Anybody taking a fast turn?
Yes.
All right, Gildan. Anybody else? No. Looks like it's all you, Gildan.
Yeah. So, is that Crocman army's coming up? Putting water near that gate because I just want to use control water to like flood out as much water as I can. I can use the flood effect. It's like I'm 2 for 1 special. Come on.
Right. There's some, right? Like Baba Yaga opened up just like not even where the nice devils live.
I'm glad.
The dregs of hell that were summoned forth.
These are my people.
Yeah. The sewer
God
folk.
help the outcasts. I start singing and like so control water lets it grow up to 20 feet in depth. So it's just gonna be like woohoo and just start. Yeah, I'm just flooding out as much nonsense as I can.
Okay, bringing as much of it in. Okay, yeah, and they're just all sort of pouring into it as well. They're all like fish folk and crocodile demons or devils and shit like
They're
that.
beautiful.
So it's like an aquatic array of horrors that gets poured through.
Hopefully they march on the Medusa.
It's a good thing that Ghost Hill is built on the southern shores of a dry lake bed. So that was fast turns. As the ritual begins, there are from one of the intact buildings inside the village, like arrow fire comes out of the windows and starts peppering the ritualists who are slightly disrupted, but your guards are on hand to sort of take care of that. That was the fast turns. We're to the slow turns. I will let you take them in any order you wish.
So, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
Okay, so it only took me like 1 round to get from where Ellie and them were to where Mur is when I had the horse. Since I can go 40 at a time and I dashed 80, can I move 40 and like see where they are? Are they?
You're looking for where Ellie and...
Yeah, where I left them. Hopefully the horses will have taken them to safety. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I have this strange feeling that everything went to shit when I left.
You can see Ninizen and Gildan like on the ramp. They're some distance apart from each other, but they're on the ramp, and you're not sure. You don't see Ellie, but you hear her fighting down at the base of the ramp.
All I ask is that one of these capable adults watches my daughter. Where is Axe Dreamer?
I know how that feels, by the way.
Where is he?
You don't see Axe Dreamer anywhere.
Oh my God! Where is the skiff? Do I see the skiff?
I believe the skiff is still in the village.
What the hecky?
Right.
I'm so mad.
Because he left it there.
The
He
skiff's
I
near
know.
me.
yeah.
For
Where did we leave Axe Dreamer? Should
So
Icky
this is
know
going
where
to,
he
he rolled a
was?
1 on his perception when he and you had said, go take Ellie to safety. Ellie splits off. He rolled a 1 on his perception, did not see Ellie, and just he rode until the horse disappeared. He probably rode. Listen, it's a comedy of errors. I do it all to stress you out, by the way. I've made this entire campaign just to stress you out.
I just want one of these grown-ass adults to sit with my teenager for 5 fucking minutes.
Ellie seems to be handling herself just fine.
I don't care. That's not the point. Children never handle themselves. Anyway, yeah, okay. I'm gonna look for my child. I'm gonna spend my entire action looking for my child. It should have been a fast action, but I was typing notes. Sorry.
That's all right. You find her. You see, you know where she's at.
I'm so stressed.
Who's up next? Yeah. Who's got their next slow turn?
Josh, go for it.
Ellie, if you're doing a slow turn, then I'll go after you.
I think it's everybody's slows. We're just like,
Oh.
yeah.
All right. Okay, well, seeing that Ellie, then is in runs that way, and then is like, wait, what? You're not following? And then is gonna double back. Is she surrounded? About to be surrounded, or kind of still on the fringe of a battle?
No, it looks like that there's a bunch of the people from the camp who are like running out and like forming up around her, and they're like, covering her back and that kind of thing. But
all right.
No.
Cool. That's not bad.
The news rushes back in.
Yeah. Okay. Well, knowing that, I'm going to rush back. I am, however, going to halfway there. I'm going to take a knee and pull out of my hammer space my musket, and I'm going to go ahead and take a careful aim at somebody in front. You know.
Yeah.
In an important position, or somebody mounted, one of the two.
Sure.
Jeez. 11.
No, sorry. Close, though. They're not particularly heavily armored, but they are wearing some sort of like light armor. They're quite nimble. But
all smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, so you're sort of like firing into them. There's this skirmish that's breaking out. Many of them are also sort of like exchanging fire from their bows and like with others in the camps. You sort of like join in this general skirmish that's going on here. Who's up next? We've still got Ellie and then Mur, I think.
Go next, either way.
Yeah.
All right.
Doesn't matter.
You go first. I'm looking at all my shit.
For sure. So Ellie
D&D.
gonna keep. If nobody's gonna stop her, she's gonna keep fighting as much as she can.
It doesn't look like it. It looks like people are joining you and like encouraging you to keep going, and are like,
yeah, she is not backing down whatsoever. And especially with all this encouragement, that's what she needs in her life, encouragement.
Oh, yeah.
TK's face. Somebody clip that. What? All right, so she's going to... Dang, I don't know if that'll hit. Oh, yeah, 13?
13 hits.
Okay, perfect. And then she's gonna come around. She's gonna whack somebody with her great axe with a 12.
12 damage.
Yeah, 12 damage.
All right.
And she's gonna hit again because she is so dang mad. Ooh. Okay, that's a 15. Yeah, that hits. And that's going to be a 13 for damage.
All right. That one is down.
Yeah. And then she's going to look at the next person, kind of next or closest to her. And she's just going to like hold that gaze and just intimidate them as much as possible.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how long does your intimidating presence last? Is it like a one-use thing, or is it like a...
It just says you can find a creature that you can see within 30 feet.
Okay.
They can see and hear you, and they just must succeed a wisdom save DC 15, or be frightened until the end of your next turn.
Gotcha.
You can use your action to extend the duration of this effect to each turn. Okay, so...
So if you wanted, you could have extended. So it was like a one-use sort of thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Unless it was out of sight, etc.
So there's this sort of fighting breaks out, and you strike down one of the ones in front of you. There's a bit of a lull as the two sides kind of separate for a minute and catch their breath, and they're just sort of like hurling javelins and rocks and things back and forth at each other. So there's no one in immediate melee combat right now with Ellie, and those of you on the ramp can see that the skirmish is kind of broken up just a bit. Back in the village, though, Mur can feel the magic of this ritual begin to unravel at the edges, as you just sort of like can tell that the energies around here are getting uncontrollable. And give me an Arcana check.
Yes,
Mur.
I was gonna say, how can I assess this further?
Mhm.
An Arcana check sounds great. Come on, tabletop loot dice. Good. Oh, natural 20. So that'd be a 32, Jim.
Yeah. So you see, you've got a sense of sort of the whole thing coming apart. There's a third current of some sort of magic that you're not quite able to put your finger on, but it's been present since you sort of got here.
Okay.
And you notice then that...
Is it nothing that I've felt before? Or have I felt something similar?
I mean, I don't know that you'd be...
Is
I don't know
it
that you'd smell
residence?
anything like it
Okay.
out of here. There's all kinds of like wild magic and old magic in the wastelands.
Yeah.
So you're used
I just know we've encountered some of it. So I'm like, is it like that
it's
one
not
village?
it's not like that one village. It's not like Lodestone.
Okay. And it's
This
not
is
like
much
the
different.
Medusa, and it's not like
No.
She's like going through the list of weird magical things we've encountered on this plane. Then she
Right.
goes through hell. Then she's like fellowship. Okay, no, okay.
I mean, just what you know of everything, it has a distinctly necromantic
Ooh,
feel to it. But
interesting.
you've noticed that Zariel has stopped screaming and laughing, alternating. And while the ritual has progressed and is quite noisy, what with the music and the chanting and screaming, you don't hear Zariel anymore.
And is that flip through the ritual handbook? Is that part of the ritual, or is that something going wrong?
That's an abnormality.
That's an abnormality.
Mhm.
Okay. Can Mer move around while the ritual is progressing, or does she have to stand in her spot?
No, she can.
She's gonna go over near Zariel then, see what's happening over there.
All right. So as you turn towards him, that's when you realize that Zariel is staring daggers at Mur, and just like this intense focus that is on Mur right now. And you can feel that it's attempting to reverse the modifications that you made. And
Zariel figured it out.
yeah, yes, and so we're in contested for the for control of the.
Well, I'm glad I rolled that nat 20.
And let me see here, as he's got an impressive check, but
sure
I
he
don't know if it's a
does.
32. So Mur and Zariel are engaged in a battle of wills over control of this, as he got a 32 as well.
Oh my gosh.
So you can, I mean, it sort of like sets everybody on edge. There's a play of fire that starts like licking around the edges of his, it starts around his eyes, and then begins around, like, say, his mouth and then ears, and sort of, it seems as though he's burning or some kind of, seems like a fire inside of him.
Okay.
So that's the state of things as we enter round 5. Anybody taking a fast turn here?
I don't think so, Jim.
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
I might too.
All right. All right. Well, okay. So Gildan and potentially Ellie.
Yeah. So I'm gonna poke at Ling, see if he's listening, and ask him what I should do next.
It looks. I mean, like
I know, right?
everything's going on, and you just kind of. You can tell he's observing things, and just with a bit of disdain in his voice.
If he wants to drive a little, I might let him.
Oh, if you're going to give him, if you're just going to let him, he will. He will.
Well, I'm going to see how he feels about it.
He's like, you're easily distracted from your goals, but
you don't live with Myrrh.
Yeah, you can tell that he just is like itching to, have a body.
I've never driven a level.
Is there a way I can? Is there a way I can give you a body? Can we make this work? Do you want to take form? One of those sausages? A Ling sausage? That would be great. I am the great
lines
ruler.
are not
No.
compatible with mine.
Does he want a body? I'll get him a body. Which one?
I mean, yeah,
Eyes on Ninizen?
That would be his preference. Ninizen, he'd feel the most at home with Ninizen. But
what do we got to do there?
He also is not really. He's observed and been curious about Ninizen, but is not picked a fight yet with him.
I'm a level 10 cleric now. I'm gonna just expel him to like a Crocman body for now. He'll have to earn something better. No, I don't know. Like if he wants, maybe I can raise up some bones. He can walk around with the bones, and he can stay disguised in them, and I can just claim that he's someone. I think it's a good time to get Ling some legs.
Yeah, he'd prefer a living body, and in the chaos of battle, there's any number of people who could be absconded with, and if you're willing to give, he's like, if you know how to free me, then I would take the opportunity to use you to find a suitable host. Do
I know how to free him? I got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you've got a bunch of stuff that might work. Like, I know, do you have access to Dispel Good and Evil? I believe that has a kick people on my head kind of thing. Certainly, a high-level remove curse would do it.
Yeah, I could do that. But here's the question, though, for the party. If anyone in the party objects right now, I'm not kicking Ling out of me. And it's perfectly fine. As a player, as your character, it's fine. I'm giving the party a chance to say no to Gildan. But Gildan's been dealing with this guy in his head for a very long time.
YOLO.
Yeah, fair warning, Ninizen would be actively hostile against Ling.
Yeah, so Gildan might as well. If you recall, I was held prisoner, stripped of all my possessions, abused for months on end.
Yes. Which maybe that's why Ninizen's kind of drawn to him. Is it?
Oh, sure.
They both have really serious.
He's got that Ling figure. You're into it. Mm-hmm. All right. No. All right. So I'm gonna remove curses. Get out of my head, and I'm gonna put them in whatever monkey corpse is laying around. I don't know. Is there any munchie cheese? Do we got any
there's
Wuzzles? I'm thinking of every 80s cartoon I might be able to put this guy in.
I mean, there's a bunch of just like tieflings who came with the Infernals. Who some of them are.
Oh, is it my sad soft tiefling boy? Forget his name.
I don't remember his name. No. These are tieflings who are come from hell.
All right, yeah. I'm gonna put this hellish. All right, Ling, here you go. You are now devil kissed.
All right.
That's it. That's my round.
Playing expelled into tiefling. So
sweet.
That's
I'm free.
Gildan has freed himself from that using the chaos of battle.
This is where Jim tells me I could have done this for like a year now. It's just I never.
Yeah, if you wanted, maybe not a year. And then Ellie was going to take a faster. I think I've kind of lost track.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ellie's just gonna hit once to whoever tries to hit her, or whoever hit her the last time, if they're still alive.
Yeah, they were sort of like backing off a bit, but there's like a lot of yelling and cursing going back and forth. And some people are like running up and trying to fake people out. There's a lot of like posturing. But you could do whatever you like.
Yeah, she does none of that. She totally just goes in and none of those shenanigans. So that's going to be a 27. Ooh. To hit. And then for damage, that's going to be 8.
8 damage. All right. This one gets popped pretty good. And
That's right.
is still standing. But why'd you hit me? So that's your quick attack there. Anybody else had a slow turn? I don't think so. All right, that makes it fast turns are over. So now we're up for slow.
I'll take a slow turn.
Yeah, Gildan's doing something nearby on the ramp. You can see Ellie fighting, although there doesn't seem to be any danger right now. Denizens nearby as well.
Looks like Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey just popping on my ear.
Oh man!
So
I can't wait for the new Ted.
God.
I'm in a contest of wills.
Yeah, I was going to say I'd like to see what Icky's going to do first when we get to what's happening with Myrrh.
No, I can wait. I'll just be attacking whatever's attacking Ellie. I'll just be attacking that stuff. So
okay, so you're like Denizens off to the side. Like, are you getting melee or ranged? Sorry, Icky.
Oh, me?
Melee or ranged?
I was going to use Thorn Whip.
Okay, you can move and use that. So with Myrrh, then you're in a contest with this. So in this case, the peek behind the mechanics. So there's this chart that I had. Everybody who attempts to influence it rolls on it, and what Zariel has done, because his initial sort of like there's something going on here with the magic, was as well a near flawless success. He's attempting to sort of like turn it on you, and you would be the one who was controlled.
Fantastic.
But because he didn't like get any better than you, sort of like our
stalemate
matched. He's not quite able to do that. So we'll do one more roll off, and this will determine sort of what happens.
Alrighty.
All right. Not good for me. I got an 18.
Not good for you? All right, come on, tabletop 18. Loot. These tabletop loot dice have love Myrrh. Oh, okay, well that fell to the floor. That doesn't count. All right, I got rolled too enthusiastically. I was like, what? All right. Small rolls. It's 18 plus 12.
Okay. It's 30. There's a moment where you see this is all evenly matched, and like the magic is such here that all of you begin to start hallucinating, like seeing it.
Oh wow!
It sort of like affects like an aurora borealis type effect in the air, and it's this sort of like pale green and hellfire flashes alternating between both. And for a moment, the spell, given what you know about it and the modifications, sort of like wins you that upper hand, reversing it back on Zariel, but his will is quite strong, and you can see that he's attempting to do something different with the magic, and like he's like literally incinerating himself from the inside out.
Is it killing him?
Something is going. It seems as though he's attempting to burn himself free of all of this.
Okay. Question for you, Jim.
Yep.
So these ritualists, Myrrh knows a lot about devils. Does she know if any of these devils in the vicinity can see invisibility?
It's a good bet that Abros can, and potentially any of the other ritualists would know the spell.
Okay.
Seems as though the chief one, Urshats, has is like talked to imps that were invisible. There's imps all over the place here, running messages and flying around and things like that. Most of them are invisible, but sometimes you see them.
Okay.
Except for those 6 that are slacking off.
Okay. All right. Because oh man, let me tell you how tempting. I have a horrible plan.
Okay.
Like an emergency plan. So she's gonna get close to Zariel.
It doesn't seem like any of the other rituals have noticed that something is wrong yet.
Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, right up next to Zariel. Like concerned, his scream laughing hasn't progressed, and I'm checking it out. Really, I'm getting melee touch spell distance.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Just throwing that out there.
How about gosh, I don't even know where we are. I think I still have to resolve Icky's action, and then I think we're at the top of the next one.
Yep. I was just going to use my thorn whip on like the nearest person to Ellie that she is not directly engaged with, because I feel like Icky just like ran down into the middle of like, first Ellie was defending herself and now she's actively looking for fights. And it's like, okay, we have to be done with this very soon because things are going sideways rapidly.
Yeah, it looks like the group of like mercenaries that she's with are getting ready to charge against these wastelanders.
Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and Icky knows that we're supposed to be fighting with the wastelanders now, and this is a whole pain. So yeah, I'm just gonna thorn whip like the first thing that's attacking them, but I'll also have let out slip slash from my bag to attack as well. Okay. So
sounds good.
So he's gonna attack on my turn.
Icky is joined into the battle. So here, while you're resolving that attack roll, I'd like to throw something to the party real quick. The whole thing kind of hangs in a bit of a balance right now. We've got this new arrivals thanks to the gate spell. We've got the complications with the ritual, which are almost about this is like something about the really mercantile go wrong, and then this other skirmish that's broken out here. I'm curious right now because the ritual is intended to take the rest of the evening, sort of what your character's exit plan is, like how long they intend to stay, what their thoughts are on, like, you guys are going to stay here the whole time or are you looking for an exit? That's what I'm curious about before we get to the rest of the battle.
I have to get my co-mom and my kid out of here.
Yeah.
I don't know where Hexdreamer is. I don't know where he parked the skiff. He's busy not dying right now, Jim.
All right. Playing it safe. Or just trying to survive. Anybody else?
I'm fingering my cubic gate in my pocket, Jim.
Okay. More gates.
Just letting you know.
All right.
Will we outrun these consequences?
Maybe.
And then anybody else? Or you just all caught? Your characters are all caught up.
Yeah, I think Ellie's definitely caught up in the moment.
Claire's got like 6 escape plans right now. But I can just cycle through those.
That means you're not focused on finishing the ritual. You're like someone racing and you're looking at all these exits.
Murs always has 6 escape plans at any given time. That's just like a normal part of her brain space that's continually occupied.
That's fair.
That's the paranoia.
This probably isn't going to work, and I've already caused enough shenanigans. But essentially, this is Gildan's plan. I've impressed a couple little imps, the 6 slacking off. I've summoned a hell army, separated Ling from me. I'm going to climb to a high place and call out in a loud voice with thaumaturgy and demand the immediate surrender of the Wastelander army. I'm in charge now.
Okay.
I think I've done enough impressive flame strikes from above, nuked many of them, and I could probably raise with the rest of my spell slots about 100 undead, which I'm prepared to do. But I want to demand their immediate surrender and retreat and exit. We'll let them go. I view this as a pitched battle.
Yeah.
There are terms, and devils are lawful. They'll hear this out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're making a call for parlay from the top, from the highest vantage point.
Yeah, more their complete and total surrender, and then to go. Just they go, and the devils will have to honor this. There's got to be some wasteland law, because maybe they got to sign their souls over or something like that, or the souls of like the third child and the 4 generations from now. That way, that's a deal the devils would make. It doesn't affect you immediately, but it will a couple hundred years from now. I think. I bet these humans have done this. Yeah, so that's Gildan's plan.
Okay. In that case, what we've got here is we're at the top of the round. It looks like there's about to be a renewed sort of charge at the skirmish that's only grown larger as more and more soldiers from nearby kind of join in this big melee here. And we'll see the consequences of the ritual. Anybody taking a fast turn? Oh.
Did you want my attack rolls?
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you.
I got a 21 and a 23 for Thorn Whip and for Slip Slash.
Okay. Yeah, both of those hit.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. I'm going to roll my damage then. I get 7 on that Thorn Whip. It is 7, right? Nope. It's just, because it's a...
What's up?
Nope. It is 7. Yeah. I was like, what? Because I wasn't sure if I got a 2d6 or not.
It should be key to your total level, not just your druid. So
yeah. I was like, oh, do I get a 1d6?
No, it should be 2d6 right now, I think.
And
then, like,
I've never used Slip Slash in battle, so
okay.
He's just gonna do a bite attack for 5.
All right.
Yay, he did it. Good job, Slip Slash.
Sweet.
Proud of you. Okay. We're still doing that.
Okay. So Slip Slash has joined in. He's kind of there attacking and lending her support. There's about to be a clash again. No one looked like they were taking a fast turn. None of my people are. So you guys go first and your slow turns.
Well, how close is Icky from Ellie?
I don't know.
I mean, you're within a move, certainly.
Yeah.
We're
within 40 feet.
Thorn doesn't have a huge range, I don't think.
It's 30 feet
30
range.
feet, yeah. So fairly close.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, I guess she wouldn't really.
But you'd see my little murder dinosaur.
Oh. All right. I think if it was kind of in front of her, she'd probably see it. If not, she was just going to keep on fighting. Unless anything...
There's like some proper champions that have emerged from the Wastelanders who are like bellowing, like, oh, fight me kind of thing. And big weapons and spiky armor kind of thing.
Yeah.
Elliot is getting close to time to go.
She's going to go for spiky boys. And that's going to be
15 hits.
Okay, cool. Oh, man. So that's a 12 damage. And she is going to hit again for the spiky boy. So 16.
Yep.
And that's a 10 damage.
All right. Yeah, this brute looks like he's covered in scars and missing teeth and things like this. Like, and is relishes the chance for a proper fight. Who's next?
I'll go.
Okay.
Is this fast turns or slow turns?
Slow turns.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I picked up the line, get up the line, and your people are, and I'm going to pull out my water bottle of endless water, and I'm gonna pop the plastic top off and say geyser, and 30 gallons of water is going to gush forth in a geyser. I'm going to start crowd controlling these mothers, closing them down. The one in front needs to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. Is like all in the line or just the one in front?
Like on the line.
Okay. All right. I got a 9.
Okay. You take 3 take 3 bludgeoning damage, fall prone. And then it keeps going the full round. So.
All right, so it's like this great big gush of water that shoots out. How long is it? How like it's like a fire hose?
Until basically the water stops pouring out at the start of my next turn, but it's like I can keep it going if I need to.
Right. Yeah, if you can use your action to keep it up.
So yeah, I've got a riot hose trying to help out.
So this sort of hits right as the two sides clash, and it causes all manner of confusion. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Then how about Icky? Icky's also nearby here.
Gonna do a earth tremor.
Okay.
Yeah. She's still got the thorn whip in her hands, and she pulled that guy 10 feet closer to her. But now she's gonna go ahead and kick up an earth tremor and stomp her feet a whole lot. So anything that's within 10 feet of me is gonna need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
It's low, but
I love magic.
hopefully it will add to the confusion.
Sure. It looks like the 3 that are caught in it, one of them passed, 2 of them failed.
Cool.
This is like all hitting at once as this surge, as the charge goes forward, magic and the geyser and Ellie's attack.
Okay. They're going to take 4 bludgeoning damage.
Mhm.
They're knocked prone. It doesn't say that. I don't know if it's loose earth, so I don't know if it's difficult terrain.
I don't know. I don't think so.
It's
I know
up to you.
like erupting
let's
earth,
say no.
the 3rd level spell leaves.
Yeah, let's say no.
Yeah. Okay, but it certainly knocks 2 of them prone as this geyser hits them and the charge. So it's like they seem confused and not exactly cohesive. Gildan, you want to go take your turn?
Yes.
Because this is your speech
Yes.
round. Yeah.
And yes, I'm calling out mightily with all my fireworks, bells, and whistles as the summoner of Hell's army, as the messenger of the Medusa, as the prophet of the ways, he who has performed great miracles, he who carried Ling for many months, the triumphant over the pyramid, lover of Baloo. I maybe have 2 or 3 more. Wrestler of goblins, and yes, and I'm causing Gandalf style. There will be a cease to dawn take you all. No, and there will be, and I'm demanding the immediate surrender. Whatever terms will be decided later. But this fighting has to stop because it's senseless, pointless, and silly, and neither side is going to outdo the other. There is a gate that opened from hell.
All right. From the vantage point, you can see that this second army has really got the Wastelanders on the ropes, and it's only really a matter of they won't survive much longer without some intervention on their side. Many of them are choosing to just fight as hard as they can, but the Devils are beginning to take prisoners, and so it's turned decidedly against the Wastelanders at this point.
I've got a good idea. Maybe I can give the terms. These prisoners will be sent. How much would be worth a magic user? Like 200 of them, and we'll send them to fight for me in the Blood War.
You're trying to finagle that these are will fulfill the debts.
100 of them.
Well, that's a work.
But this is the thing. I'm declaring that the Devil's got to stop, the humans got to stop, or the Wastelanders, and we've got to come to terms. And the prisoners, there's some they're not on their plane, so their rules don't necessarily apply. I think these prisoners, I'd rather they take the souls of like their great grandchildren. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I'm delivering the speech. Gildan's calling it.
Gildan's calling it. These sorts of things take time, though, as Gildan's terms and cry ring out across the battlefield. Anybody else? I believe Myrrh is the only one we haven't dealt with yet. Yeah.
So, Jim, Mer could hear what's going on with Gildan. He's thaumaturgying it out. She's like, this has just gone to like whatever the hell equipment is out of the frying pan and into the fire.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, all right. And then Zariel's trying to be free from everything and go rogue, and she's like, nobody's gonna be happy with that. And it's fairly obvious to her at this point that if she pointed it out, people could probably tell Zariel's interfering with the ritual. Yeah? If she pointed it out?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's obvious that something's going on.
Okay, Jim. Here's what I would like to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, I am going to... I've got my plane shift in my pocket. I want a sleight of hand past plane shift and try to banish Zariel to Mount Celestia. They'll know exactly how to handle him there.
All right. Okay.
While I do it, I point out, Zariel's interfering with the ritual.
Okay.
So that way they see Zariel's interfering, and then poof, Zariel's gone. Oh no, what happens? Too bad, Zariel. So that's going to be a charisma save for Zariel.
All right. Let's see here.
DC 17.
All right. DC 17.
Charisma save.
Mm-mm.
Didn't make it?
No, you can tell he manages to resist.
He manages to resist?
Yeah, he manages to resist.
All right, so it doesn't work. I would now...
But you've gotten the ritualist's attention. They know that something's going on.
Yeah. All right, cool. Then I'll try it again next turn. But before that, I'll prepare to cast Rewind Time.
Okay. All right.
Let's cast that, Jim. That's running for a minute. Yeah, we're good.
You're an anime character. This is great.
Yeah, I'm ready to just be like. Okay,
so Myrrh starts her temporal cyst. So
yes, I do. This is gonna. Myrrh's in control of the situation. She's establishing her magical dominance over this half-driven angel.
So, as I mentioned, Gildan's the effects of Gildan's sort of offer will take a bit of time to play out. Down here at the base of the camp in the melee, as your magic and charge washes over them, one of them that Ellie was locked in combat with is sort of like holding his ground and attacking. So for Ellie, first attack is probably not going to hit. No, that's a 15. And then the second one is a 23 to hit. So 23. And then that is going to be 16 slashing damage.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got like a like a giant scimitar that he uses. And then for round, because both Denizen and Iki are nearby and in peril. So for Iki's hit, 15 hits Iki, yes? Or are your ACs?
My AC is 15, so yes.
Yep. And that's going to be 9 piercing from a javelin.
Cool.
Like some 10 feet away from you, like tries to run up and throw it, and then they get scared and run away.
Good.
Nenizen got hit.
Try me.
Does an 18 hit Nenizen? Yes. Okay, I see there. And that's for 4 damage as a Wastelander fights Nenizen in melee. So, all right.
Just.
Yeah. So I'm kind of curious here. We could keep playing out sort of round by round as everything goes, but things are about to shift dramatically, I think, as the Wastelanders begin to surrender and the fighting starts to die down. Whatever's going on with Zariel looks like it's happening quickly, and the whole thing's sort of unraveling fast. So I think maybe let's play that out, but I don't necessarily. We don't have to go through
Sure.
every round of the rest of the thing. So there's no one else in the village. It's just Myrrh. There are wastelanders in here shooting at you, but you've got double bodyguards who are kind of helping out with that. You're aware that
Not concerned.
fighting's going on. The ritualists who are assisting you are they're
Like, oh no,
yeah, they're like, what's
something's
going
gone
on?
wrong,
Mhm.
and it's all Zariel's fault.
And and it seems to be just concentrating very hard. And at this point, you can see multiple cracks have formed in its skin, and it appears to be like a blazing inferno on the inside. That was its action. You can go if you like.
Yeah, I'm gonna try this gate to port it again.
You're attempting the plane shift.
Yeah, attempting the plane shift, but not Celestia.
And let's see. All right, I actually rolled low enough that I should check and see what the save
Okay.
is real quick, because it might DC 17 for let's see here. Yeah. So you reach out with the cubic gate again.
Oh, it's in my pocket. I have to make a melee spell attack. So I'm like, what's going on? Like trying to assess the situation. She's making it like, I'm not cubic, I'm not Celestia.
Give me a sleight of hand on that.
I will be more than happy to, Jim.
And I will let you know what goes on.
Natural 20!
Yeah.
25.
Sweet. All right. And this
Best sleight of hand move.
Hell yeah. Ain't nobody knows what's going on.
I'm sure Mount Celestia would love to deal with him. So.
Oh, sure, right. There's
Destroy this abomination or cleanse it, and it's not her problem after that.
There's a flash of light as Zariel disappears, and a
Which
gas.
is perfect because cracks and glowing flash of light. Mer will fall back dramatically, like oh. She's an actress.
As the ritualists all sort of like temporarily blinded by it and seem baffled and confused that everything got out of hand so quickly, the energies of the spell ritual though are still there, and there's a reason it needs 8 hours to sort of dissipate everything.
Yeah.
Because having all of that just magic in one area without a target is dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm going to need Myrrh to make a dexterity save.
Okay.
And I need everyone but Ellie. Actually, just need Myrrh and Gildan. Everybody else is on the ground.
Oh snap.
Myrrh and Gildan. Dexterity.
What
saves?
Don't keep it on the
dexterity
table. I
save?
should roll my dice box, but I'm not. Oh, that's not as great. Let's see.
I
But
probably
I
did
nat 20
excellent.
the sleight of hand, so I don't really care what the dex save is.
I have a 19 on dexterity.
Okay. So you managed to keep your footing as there's a violent explosion of magic.
I got oh, I'm proficient. Yes. That would be 14 then. So.
Okay. Myrrh is blown off her feet.
Yeah, perfect. That's all, my fall looks authentic.
Like right there.
Oh.
As it goes off, and let's see. Gildan is fine. However, portion of the wall is blown out.
Yeah.
And many of the ritualists are knocked off their feet, including most of the skeletons have been blown to smithereens. It completely obliterates the ritual area, and Myrrh's gonna take 26 fire damage from it.
Oh, I'm resistant. Perfect. 13. Yeah.
So I'm gonna throw it to you guys. There's this big explosion. The magical energies go everywhere. Ghosts begin to appear all over the place, but they seem out of control and attacking just everything at random. I'd like to, as sort of like everything devolves in just a kind of a chaotic mess, give me an idea of how your character, like what your characters do. And
shock and bewilderment, Jim. What happened? Did anyone catch that? That was terrible, awful.
Absolute shock.
I can't believe. I'm
Icky's
shook.
going to make an incredibly poor decision and grab Ellie.
Okay.
Well, as the explosion happens, I'm assuming it's very, very loud, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be enough to kind of like slowly get that rage out and, or I guess make it go away. So as you grab her, she's just like, ah, what was that?
We have to find your mother.
Okay. She just like touches her face and like
She'll like bleh. Skooky, skooky, skooky.
I can do it myself.
It just smears, just gore. No, I looked cool, Mom.
I know, come on. They look like a dork.
Mhm. Sorry, right, yeah. So the fighting sort of like passes Ellie and Icky by then as you sort of pull Ellie out of the fighting.
Yeah.
It's at that point you see Bookroy riding back, although he has a bird horse with him.
What?
And he is riding on it and just like, just galloping.
He's got his own bird horse.
He's a paladin. He probably has summoned steed.
You had a steed the entire time.
I didn't know it till I just talked to it for a minute.
Awesome. This is a completely intuitive paladin.
So, yeah, he does not
ride
he
on
clearly
the
does
skip
not know
with
that he
us.
can cast spells. He's never once.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I can protect myself.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
not riding back on the skip with us. He and his stupid chocobo can walk.
So that's Ellie and Icky. Myrrh, how about Ninizen? This explosion goes off. It looks like the armies are not they're winding down.
I definitely check on the other ritualists too. Like, did you see what magic was that? God
Yes.
damn it. 9 hells, 9 layers. That's magic. Instead of good heavens, it's 9 layers. What was
Right.
that?
Baskin Robbins.
Yeah.
Ninizen's not going to press the fight.
Okay.
I think I'm going to like full book Step of the Wind. Not Step of the Wind, but dash action. Get back and see what happened to the rest of the peeps.
In the village, because you see Icky, Axe Dreamer, and Ellie like right down there. You're looking for the village.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, towards the ritual.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
He wants, or they want to put eyes on Gildan at least.
Gildan's at the top of like the wall. We got one of the taller points of it, shouting and making gesticulate. I don't know what is Gildan doing right now. It's the fighting has mostly stopped. Prisoners are being taken. The Wastelanders are the fight's knocked out of them.
Such a chaos engine. It's like, no, rally for the other side. No, open a gate to heaven. I can't do that twice. I haven't slept.
It takes like a week to refresh.
No, it actually takes one long rest.
To refresh the divine intervention?
100%. Thank you, D&D Beyond. I'm going to be trying one every session.
Good luck.
And about 10 times out of 100, it'll work. So what Gildan's doing, they're marching, they're taking them as prisoners. I need to find a way to assert my authority. Is Ling nearby? Do I see him? Is he trying to get his footing?
I mean, give me a perception. There's a lot of people around, and he just is like in a random.
Is a
body.
24 good enough? Well, it's not random. I intentionally selected one and put him in it.
Okay, so you find the one that, yeah. I mean,
You
yes.
mark him with an L on his forehead. No,
Yeah. He's milling about.
I just want to kind of take him. I imagine I put like a little like crow feather blanket around him and be like, "Come, I need you to be my son now." This is kind of like who was the the wizard and Willow, when she came back as an old woman.
Finn Rizal.
Finn Rizal.
Yeah, Finn
So
Rizal.
this is like
Yeah.
me, like dressing Finn Rizal. It's like, come, there's work to be done. You know, it's like
Basically, clearly disoriented. And was it a living or a dead body?
I think it was dead,
Okay.
but it was recently dead.
Yeah, recently yes.
Some rando tiefling.
Yeah, it's clearly disoriented and not with it right now. So that's what Gildan's doing. He's surrounded by his imps and helping Ling out. The devils are regaining some kind of control of the situation, but it's still chaos inside the village.
I hope these crack people take over the village.
So now Baba Yaga didn't give you any control over them. She just was like, you can have.
They're here now.
Your
That's
problem.
I know, but I think I fought valiantly and have proved myself to these devils that I am worth having as an ally.
They certainly haven't kicked you out. That's as good as any you're probably going to get from them.
Of all the ghosts that invaded, I want to remind everyone, Gildan killed 80% of them. 4 out of 5. So
That's a lot of
4/5.
them.
Gildan disintegrated all of them. I dropped 2 flame strikes, incinerating them. I think I pulled my weight in this fight.
You turned some of them too.
Yeah, I turned some. I destroyed others. So I think
He was making a
Gildan's looking
hard
for.
case with the devils. I did.
They're the worst sort. However, I feel like there might be. Look, someone's got to take that Medusa out. She broke my heart, Jim.
She did. She really did. For the rest of the night, the aftermath of the battle progresses onward. There is a lot of consternation and frustration vented, bewilderment over the ritual, and Abros does not seem happy. He takes it out on several lesser devils, and just beats the ever living snot out of them.
Mer's the only one who caught what was going wrong, but it was just barely too late.
Edershatz is bewildered, but also, performing his own kind of investigations into what may or may not happen. Familiar. It's my cat behind me, everybody.
That's Abby.
Yep, that's just what part Siamese. And so that continues for a while. The roundup of the prisoners and sort of like the aftermath of the ritual as they see what can be done or if anything is done. I'd like to. I think we're probably going to have a shorter or call it a little bit early tonight. So I'd like to know where we part with the company with the group as they deal with the aftermath of this.
Mer files an official report with what's his face, that guy who is in charge now. Not Ouroboros, Arushar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she writes it out in triplicate of what, like, how she sensed this necromantic influence, how she suspects it's responsible for this twinging of the ritual. When she ran out to investigate closer personally and see what could be done, it was too late. In a bright flash of light, she describes in detail what she saw.
Nice. He's very curious. Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, come on, yeah, and listens attentively and seems thoughtful. You get the impression that Arbros is the emotive one, and that Arushar doesn't let really anything slip.
That's why she's reporting to Arushar.
Yeah. Okay, so that's
and maybe she'll kind of because there was one of the ritualists who wasn't really holding their weight, but maybe it had something to do with that.
That one that you that you intimidated. Ershatz is
I do not know more than this, unfortunately, but I did the best I could. Extent of my power. I'm sure you felt it in the air.
It was thick in the air, yes. That's he's the second in command, right? Sabros is there. He's just like, oh. All right, so that's where we leave Murs. She makes her report.
Yeah, she makes her report, and then she'll go I must corral my own people now, make sure they are doing all right, and then she'll go grab Icky and Ellie and be like, and just give Icky the look. It says like, I botched it.
Icky's not like Icky's not world
and then she'll be like,
so
she'll be like, give like I botched it look, and then she'll side eye where Gildan's at. Like I did it, but then shit happened.
Yeah, like I didn't botch it. He botched. Icky will like in their code say you should write home to your father. What will he say? Referring to the drow. Since obviously the Wastelanders didn't win.
Yeah, she's like, oh, don't worry, I will be contacting relatives as soon as possible. I just need to make sure everything is handled here, which I believe it is. I'm just... As soon as we can get Gildan away, basically. Our business will be concluded, and we will go. Myr's like, first stop is Drow, and be like, oh, I don't know if we should wait for Gildan. She's like, yes, we should leave. I filled out my report. They know how to contact me if they need anything else. So Myr will actually start loading up the skiff and prepare to head over to Drow territory and be like, Gildan opened the gates to hell. He demanded everyone's surrender. I disrupted the ritual like I said I would. You saw it.
Icky will also tell Myr we should be consistent with the child.
Yes, we should. I do not like the friends she was making at the camp.
If we are honest with one another, we must be honest with her.
Speaking of, Obros has approached Ellie, and it seems like he's there. I saw you fight. It was glorious.
Really?
Is this out loud or is this mine?
Oh, I swear. But Myr knows. She can't hear it, but she knows, and she's just like,
I hope he can feel 2 pairs of mom eyes.
Yeah. Like, because Myr has made it known that Ellie is hers. Like, you don't encroach someone else's country.
You know that he's arrogant and lazy enough to not care. Like,
Yeah.
corner guns are like the worst devils because they're just lazy. You know, they're high enough rank they can get away with a lot. But
Oh yeah, she knows, but she's making her position known, so that if he crosses a line, he don't know he fucked up.
Yeah, he seems to be openly contemptuous of that.
Yeah, Icky looks at Myr and says, "Handle him."
I will.
He's just all he talks about is like, when you smote that one, it was. We should fight side by side.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I would love that. That would be great. Yes.
Friendship.
I kind of saw the way that you were also doing this stuff, which is pretty cool, and I'm very impressed. But but yes, we should do that. As I'm saying this out loud. And or actually, am I thinking it, or am I?
You can reply mentally if you want. You know that. You're aware that he's attempting to establish this telepathic connection with you. So you can if you want.
Okay. I think Ellie would not really think about it, so she would say it out loud. Oops, but yellow. and be like, yeah, I would love that. That sounds amazing.
Few mortals attain your prowess. It would be delicious. And he, at that, sort of turns away, looks back over his shoulder at Ellie, is like, speak my name thrice. And gives her what you take to be a wink, but just seems like a grimace, kind of thing.
How dare you
bye.
My child.
No.
Have a great day.
I will attempt to have him assassinated in court.
Don't forget to eat ice cream at night.
All right, he takes off.
We'll let her grandmother know the situation.
Icky hates that he bared his teeth at her in public.
Yeah, he did that, and then he looked at Icky, met Icky's gaze afterwards. He's totally walks all over everybody's boundaries.
Boy.
She's like, I will let her grandmother know.
Let me fucking find where you sleep. Stay away from my child.
I sleep between the blink of an eye.
I swear.
Blink sometime.
Let's take this out on my party tomorrow.
Blink sometime. Blink. All I need's a blink.
Yeah.
I can rewind time, bitch.
Motherfucker's dead.
Anybody else before we
Oh
wrap?
my
Mute
God.
myself.
Yeah, where do we? Any
Yeah,
last moments.
Yeah, basically loading up the skiff, ready to go to the drow, and be like,
Yeah.
Gildan turned everything sideways. I had it under control. Hey, look, devil's gone. Fix that. Told you I'd fix it. Definitely botched the ritual.
You kind of had no knowledge of that, even when I was using thaumaturgy. I was speaking in a different direction. You were elsewhere at the camp. We established it in the fiction. With
all
that
around
said,
the village.
Thaumaturgy doesn't just sound travels.
it doesn't travel backwards. It's directional. It has a directional quality. It's acoustics. With that said, Gildan says, horns! Snaps his fingers to grow a pair of horns. But it doesn't quite work out. He grows like a giant rhino horn, and he looks down at it kind of awkwardly, and he goes, the golden age of the Gildanosaurus is upon us. And that's where he'll fade to black.
All right. Very, very good. As you're preparing to leave, they're bringing in several of the what you take to be very important prisoners, including some drow from the group that had briefly obtained Myr. But you guys, your contract is indeed fulfilled. You were there as a one-time freelance kind of thing, including the other ritualists as well. As the night wears on, it becomes apparent that this ritual was a failure, and their stint with the Devil's Army is over because they're basically no longer needed. So you guys are getting your skiff ready, and then what? Heading out, or? Okay. Well, I think in that case, now it's a good time to close. We'll start in a little bit early today, as this battle will sort of like figure out exactly everything that went on for the last two sessions and how it's going to play out. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's a lot of fun.
Ooh, I know, right?
I looked at my cube and I was like, oh, that's right.
Send him back home.
Yeah.
So, yes, excellent. Thank you for joining us tonight. How's everybody doing? Guys, I don't know. Josh, why don't you tell us what's going on? Anything happening? I don't know.
My 2 cents, real quick,
Yeah.
about Denizen is he heard Gildan say carrier of Lang, and he wants to know what that means. He did hear it.
It's
He
not
was out
like it
there.
was a secret. Myr knew it. She told a bunch of people. Didn't you know?
She
Yeah.
only told one person.
I know. I don't know that Ninizen knows actually about it,
No.
but
Oh.
maybe it's.
We'll see.
Okay.
I'm doing good. Drawing a lot, hanging out. Find me on
Yeah.
Twitter at Beer for Charity, and give me head pats. That's all I got.
Excellent head pats. Very good, very good. And Anna, how's it going?
Hello, it's going. I just want to say that me as Anna, I'm so pumped to have befriended a baddie, and Ellie is like even more pumped because she feels like she's getting through these demons with her super cool fighting. That she's still so innocent.
Love to
but
have you on their team. They would just be like, "Come on over. We got plenty."
as long as they like ice cream and like tea parties and a nice wholesome time in their downtime.
Mhm.
Devils love tea parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they love to chat, right? They love to just talk.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Get two of them together, they'll start talking shit about a third one. That's
I
great.
guess so.
Well, I'm happy to play any number of devils and demons and fiends and the like. So very good, very good.
Thanks, Jim. You're the best.
Where can we find you online?
You guys can find me online on Twitch as Cyborg Pizza and Twitter and Instagram as Annabee Photo. Just doing a bunch of shenanigans.
Sweet. Thank you very much. And TK.
Oh, I also bought TK's book.
Oh,
Let me get it. Well,
let's see.
go on, carry on.
I did too, although there was a problem with my shipping, so
Oh,
that's not even.
Here it is.
Yeah, it got really wet.
Spooky. Oh
That's it.
no. Did you notify them? Will they replace?
I'm going to. I'm going to reach out to him.
Okay.
It's but it's beautiful and it's watercolor, so being wet, it doesn't look as bad.
Oh my gosh. If they don't send you something, let me know. I'll send you.
Okay, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. It's me. It's
But-
TK. I bumped into my desk. That's why it's shaking. All right, spooky stories on the internet. And if you like spooky stories, then you can find them at tkjwrites.com. I just updated my website for the first time in 8 months, maybe. I don't know. I do some games and stuff. I updated that schedule on my pinned tweet. You can look for stuff there. It's no longer lying to you about the games I'm in. That's nice. I
Cool.
play games tomorrow too, and that's nice too. I'm going to play Star Trek, and then I'm going to play a spooky game at night, and it's going to be great. And I'm going to take out all my frustrations on my party, and it's going to be nice. We're going to have a good time and maybe die. I don't know. I'm not going to die. I'm the DM.
Sounds great. You had that
I'm a-
article in GNS, right?
Oh, yeah.
Tales of the Mist article in GNS.
Yeah, it was very exciting. I
Awesome.
liked it. I was like, oh, this is delightful. And then comicbook.com did an article, and I was like, oh, this is nice too.
There you go, just blowing up all over the
It's
place.
delightful.
Crushing it.
Repost the link for that. I want to read
Yeah,
that.
I don't have the link handy, but I saw it.
You'll never find it.
Yeah.
You have only entire Twitter to look at.
Right.
So, I don't know. If you follow me on Twitter, I'm sure you'll find it on there, buried beneath all of the 28 days of black cosplay that I have. Just like 300 pictures of beautiful cosplayers.
Some good shit out there. Oh man.
Yeah.
Excellent. Lindy, I knew you said you weren't feeling 100, but I hope that that was a good one.
That was a good one. This Mur has been waiting for political intrigue and it finally happened. And even though it went sideways, he still figured out how to shift it to a certain degree to her advantage. I've discovered through this series, like every bard's got a method of not getting themselves in trouble.
Sure.
Mur's methods is blame shifting and lies of omission. That's how she handles her situations, and it's worked out great for her so far. So I'm real excited to see what happens that comes from that. I feel so bad for Zariel, because I imagine like people in Mount Celestia just having tea, and then there's like
Here it comes.
straight
I
devil.
don't feel bad for him. That guy sucked.
He did suck.
I was gonna have him become like a
Worse.
flaming angel ghost.
Uh-huh.
Like, you just like kill himself and self-reanimate as a fiery
Yeah.
ghost thing. So
That
I
dude
forgot about the
Awesome.
cubic gate. That was a good.
Yeah, I was like, he, that Jim didn't think about that. And so we'll see how, if the angels were like, you're too corrupt, stabbity stab, die, because you're on Mount Celestia, or if they reversed it. Maybe he's like, wow, I feel so much better now. Either way, problem handled and not by me. So that was super fun.
Excellent.
Wait to talk to the drow next week, but you can find me online at LaughLoveLindy on the Twitches and the Twitters, basically all the social medias. I DM/play in about a dozen or so games per week. I've got some super fun stuff I'm going to plug. Tomorrow, from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern, Mini Mouse Guard campaign is starting on my channel, where we're going to learn by play. So if you want to learn how to play Mouse Guard, we're going to be learning as we play. And so you should definitely check that out. It's going to be just for the month of February.
Ooh, yeah.
So it's a super fun mini campaign. And also this Saturday morning from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Eastern, we've got Teenagers from Outer Space, the best Saturday morning cartoon ever, which you should check out. It's super fun shenanigans, lots of 80s references, and I think we're having a science fair maybe? I don't know. There's a poll on Twitter that can tell us what scenario we're going to play, so you should check it out if you want to have input on it.
Sweet. There you go. All right. Thank you.
All right.
And Grant, how you doing? That's the fourth time I have seen divine intervention used in a game. That's the fourth time I've seen an ability that requires you to roll under your level on a percentile. Like, I'm not like...
I've seen it several times.
Yeah, it's like, you'd think it wouldn't come up that much, but it comes up quite a bit.
It's pretty good.
It's a doozy, Jim.
Yeah,
And
it's
I don't know what I've done yet. I gave everyone an opportunity to say no to me, and that was it. So there cannot be any grudges held.
Yeah.
They were all given an
No,
opportunity.
not at all.
Same with Ling. So but I figured I would ask anytime I do any weird shenanigans from now on. With that said, yeah, that was a lot of stress. I wasn't feeling good going into it, but it's what the character would do. And I'm very happy and pleased with the results as a character. As a player, having some second thoughts.
Yeah.
But I got little
That's
sausage
like
wearing
consequences,
imps.
or
No, I mean, well, it's not like it's. I mean, obviously, I play in the campaign, but it's not like Gildan has a home. Gildan just wanders the ways. There's devils here today. There'll be devils here tomorrow. It's not a big deal. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. With that said, I want the devils to hold Gildan in a certain esteem, and when his name is spoken, there's maybe just it gets just a little colder, and like, whew, yeah, that goblin was trouble. But you can find me online at WisePapaGrant on Twitter. I'm on a bajillion games and a bajillion channels. I am a producer here on WebDM's Twitch channel, producing shows Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I have a new show starting on Saturdays in the afternoon, Gamers and Grant, where I simply talk with people, long-form conversations in the game community. They're more... I don't know if you're familiar with long-form conversations. They're not really these interviews or things like that. We just talk and see where the conversation goes. There's a lot of interesting people out there in the community that have a lot to share, that are doing some really incredible work. And I'd like the opportunity to highlight and uplift that. So that's all for me.
excellent. And I am myself, Jim Davis, one half of WebDM, where we have Dungeons and Dragons and tabletop advice and inspiration videos over on YouTube, and of course play games here on our Twitch, which I believe we've got so many new things. Like, I don't even think that I can remember everything new that we're doing, because we've got this thing that we've got going on, Grant. We've got Lost Girls on Sunday. So we've got a lot of new stuff going on. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for just enjoying these shenanigans. And hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.